y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband because they ready.
Welcome to Queer Kid Stuff. I'm Lindsay, and this is my best friend, Teddy. Today, we're talking about the T in LGBT.
Sometimes my parents let me wear my sister's dresses around the house. But whenever we went out, I had to put on my boy clothes again. This made me mad. Still, I never gave up trying to convince them. Pretending I was a boy felt like telling a lie.
Our public schools have been taken over by the radical left maniacs.
In that introduction, you say, I quoted you as saying there are dangerous people teaching your children. Who are you talking about?
Well, increasingly, and this isn't only the case in the universities, people are being taught by ideologues, not by educators.
The president of the school board is another Jennifer Mason, who lists her pronouns in her Instagram bio, so it kind of tells you where she's coming from. But far worse than that, she also runs a self-described all-ages sex toy shop.
Debate over a controversial book in JCPS libraries comes to an end tonight. The district voted to keep a book called Genderqueer on the shelves.
Hello, my name is Maya Kobabe. I'm the author of Genderqueer, a memoir, one of the most banned books in America. I have come to have many identities throughout my life. I identify as queer and bi and non-binary and as being on the ace and era spectrum.
Ooh, we have a special snowflake!
I am very against censorship, and I think all books need to stay on the shelves because readers need all kinds of stories.
Asked his opinion of the Supreme Court decision banning prayer in schools, the president says,
well, I haven't seen the measures in the Congress, and you'd have to make a determination of what the language was and what the effect it would have on the First Amendment. The Supreme Court has made a judgment. A good many people obviously will disagree with it. Others will agree with it. But I think that it is important for us, if we're going to maintain our constitutional principle, that we support Supreme Court decisions, even when we may not agree with them.
Well, there's a battle over a Bible brewing at an area high school.
A student is carrying his Bible at school. New at 6 J. Olstad is in Racine to explain what this controversy is all about.
The student says it's unfair. He was talking about religion in class, while other students were talking about sex and drugs, and he was the one sent to the principal's office. He wants to talk about his Christian faith, but recently it got him in trouble. And it has to do with his Bible. His youth pastor asked him and other students to carry them around. All in an effort, says Pastor Jeremy Moore, to get people talking about their faith, specifically the Christian faith. So that's what Nathan was doing in biology class with a friend during a time when students could talk to each other. But the teacher at Park High School told him to stop. He didn't, and the next day he was sent to the principal's office.
A community there rooting for a high school cheerleading squad in what's turned into a battle over religion and football. The squad's been banned from showing banners of Bible verses during games. Now they're headed to court.
A Kansas 7th grader banned from handing out event flyers at school because her flyers contained some Bible verses.
I understand your point of view, but the school doesn't know the dynamic of the family, right? What if the kid is actually in some sort of danger if they come out?
That's a big if. You have a code of conduct when it comes to minor children. Yes. And so why do we change the rules
when
it comes to this issue?
Whatever a child tells me in an examination room is confidential unless they're a danger to self or others. That is the only case that I have a duty to report to the parents. Right. Anything else that is said to me in an examination room is privileged.
That's not how you pronounce it.
That's only true once that child is 12 years old, correct?
Well, I mean, no. Even if a 5-year-old tells me something that's not a safety issue,
that's just simply not correct.
That's not correct.
You don't have a doctor-patient confidentiality bond with a 5-year-old child.
There's biological sex, and then there is gender identity. Part of me wants to ask why you care so much, because it's really not that big of a deal.
Can I answer that? I'd love to answer that question. I care about the truth. So basic truth matters. I want to live in a society where people care about the truth and we're grounded in truth. I care about children, and these insane ideas about gender are being foisted on kids, and that bothers me quite a bit.
Now, 2 nights ago, we showed you shocking undercover video from a teacher in Santa Barbara, California. She bravely brought to light this vile racializing of her school curricula. And what the school district was trying to hide from the parents, by the way, on what was a password-protected portal.
An assignment at an Olathe school is stirring controversy. Students were asked to answer very personal questions about their gender identity.
Now, a local LGBTQ task force is calling an emergency meeting.
A California kindergarten teacher is facing outrage after discussing gender identity with her students.
Emotions running very high and hot at another school board meeting in Loudoun County last night. Parents calling out the school's social justice agenda as one teacher declares she has had enough.
Within the last year, I was told in one of my so-called equity trainings that white, Christian, able-bodied females currently have the power in our schools, and that, quote, this has to change. You shut the doors to the public as well as the emails sent by the superintendent last year reminding me that a dissenting opinion is not allowed even to be spoken in my personal life, going so far as to send a form to my colleagues and I encouraging us to fill it out. I quit your policies, I quit your trainings, and I quit being a cog in a machine.
Most of y'all parents are dumber than you. I'm gonna say that out loud. I hate Donald Trump. I'm gonna say it. I don't care what y'all think. Trump sucks.
Woke mind virus. How did it start?
The amount of indoctrination that's happening in schools and universities is, I think, far beyond what parents realize. The experience that we had in high school and college is not the experience that kids today are having.
Aren't parents themselves also a big part of the problem?
Parents are just generally not aware of what their kids are being told.
It's okay to be gay. We are different in many ways. Doesn't matter if you're a boy, girl, or somewhere in between. We all are part of one big family.
There is no such thing as a boy or a girl.
Gay, happy.